board, but I find this to be very useful because you can set it on the table. And as an example, I'll use this in testing for the state testing. It's a multiple choice test, so I'll have adapted symbols. Sometimes I use objects, but when I use the eye gaze, I'll put it here, and
the
Atreya
child
will
sits
be
here.
sitting closer, but kind of a narrower table, and I'll read. There's a set protocol for the state testing, and then I'll have these already loaded, and I'll ask her, I'll repeat them, and I'll ask her to look, and whichever one she looks at is the choice. So we use it for testing and to gauge comprehension. But we also use it for choice making. So, for example.
So with those cards, you put those.
I use these cards because they're part of the core vocabulary. But more frequently, I'll use photographs. For example, Travis sends me a visual menu, a list of visual menus of the cafeteria entrees for the month, and so I'll have them here.
Do you have any with you that you can? So he's filming you.
Yeah.
Do you have any with you?
Let's see. I have one under here. Okay. So with some students who have more, whose fine motor are better.
So they touch it?
Yeah, so they'll touch it.
Chicken fajitas.
All right, that's not a chicken fajita, obviously, but I print out these and I put them on here for Atreya. I might use them this way, or I know what Atreya's tastes tend to be, and so we'll try to pick two things she likes that are also always nutritious. So in other words, we don't give her all of the choices. We don't give all of the students all of the choices, except on Friday. Friday we put in pizza. Otherwise, most of our students would have pizza every day. And
me
so
too.
it's Free Choice Friday for pizza. But and this is just, we have a number of, they're called Big Macs and buttons that we use for say a greeting. This one is not working. There we go. All right. So, for example, a greeting in the mornings, I say, "Good morning, Atreya," and she'll just hit that and say, "Good morning" to me.
Right.
We also have multi-step ones that we use. For example, we have a little school business, what turns out to be a very profitable snack cart business, and our students take shifts going around to all of the school offices, and I'll have one programmed, say a 4-step, a multi-step to say math snacks, to let them know that we're here, hi, and thank you, and goodbye. And so that's something that they'll use with the multi-step.
And does she discern which one to push?
No, on that it's sequential, so it's a single button.
Gotcha.
But we can do that, and we have done it with students.
But even with that sequential one, they have to know to wait for the response. You can't just
right.
hit it real fast and get through it. You're saying math snacks and see if somebody wants something,
And then
thank you and all
and
that.
thank you after the exchange of money.
Chicken fajitas.
Sorry. So how does it recognize it? This.
I record it. So in other words, I would record this. All right, I would record it by saying chicken nuggets, and then turn it up.
Chicken fajitas.
I'm sorry, that didn't work, but
That's okay.
you get the idea.
I got the idea. I thought there is something smart over here and it
No,
recognizes.
we're not that high tech. We're
Okay.
just quick and dirty because, for example, I used to, when I started, I would slide in these nice things that I prepared, but more often than not now, I just do them like this, put a little stick, because I'm changing it throughout the day. Now, we do have routines that we always do the same. So in other words, I'll slide in one for the calendar routine. And one student will ask, what is the day? And another student will answer, will choose. And so I do have ones that I use for something that changes every day or from class to class.
Okay.
I have a different lesson each day in the morning and the afternoon. I'll have key words or phrases in here for
Okay,
those.
great, excellent. And how does she use the eye tracker? I mean, does she?
The Toby?
Yeah, the Toby.
Yeah, he took that with him,
No.
but she uses, oh, you mean what does she use it for?
Yeah, how does, I mean, what's the process? I mean, you show a picture and she picks the picture?
That's
or-
right.
She has four choices.
Yes, so
Uh-huh.
for example, and sometimes she'll narrow it down to two. I want fruit, which kind of fruit? I want cereal, I'll have granola then, and Cheerios, for
Okay.
example.
So she has to look at the picture she wants for a set amount of milliseconds, basically,
Okay.
and you can change that, and then it selects that, and either it
Okay.
says that or it takes you to another set of
Okay.
pages.
Like my ball, I mean,
Yes.
when you look at the ball, it pops, and but here, when you look at the object,
Uh-huh.
it tells the name or
The name of
makes
the
the
object.
selection.
Right.
Okay.
That's
okay.
right.
And
we
it's
can-
how you program it, what it says. You
Okay.
can have it just say ball, or you can have it say that is a ball. That's all in the programming.
Okay, great.
That's right.
Okay.
Or you can even program it. I used to use the camera quite a lot. You can use it for turn taking. You can use it, who would you like to sit by? You know, our students are not used to having that choice. So they'll have a picture of two of their BFFs,
Uh-huh.
best friends, and that they'll be able to look at whichever. The music therapist uses the Toby for Atreya to choose songs. And for example, she likes the song by a performer named Justin Bieber called Baby Baby. And so she'll choose Justin Bieber and then she'll choose Baby Baby. Or sometimes it's, I can't even think of the names of these people, but you know,
Yeah.
Okay.
or she'll choose which instrument she wants to use. Now, Quick and Dirty is always just offering her, you know, the thing that sounds like a duck or the jingle bells,
Okay.
and she'll just pick them. But if we want her actually to choose using the eye gaze, then she does that, and then she's given it.
And so how precise she is? I mean, can she look at the big objects or can she focus on small objects too? I mean,
She can focus on smaller objects.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are using like about this size symbol with her.
That's
for
right.
her pictures. And I think that's part of what Jimmy was saying we need to determine is how small can
Yeah.
it be for what she can see and also for how she can control her eyes to that size.
I suspect that she has excellent vision.
Uh-huh.
And I'll tell you this, when I dress Atreya, I let her choose her earrings, and yes, the whole 9 yards. She picks her own earrings out.
I did
And
not
the-
realize
yes,
that.
and the
She
whole
does
9
very,
yards.
matches very nicely.
Well,
So she does a good job.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'll have 4 pair of earrings. I say, well, which balloons do you want? And she'll pick the ones that she wants a dangly or if she wants a whatever. But she picks her own earrings and things like that, and that's the choice that she gets. So when you're talking about size, I think that we're less concerned about the size of something than we are about the being specific. The question has to be specific enough to where she's able to actuate it, to do it.
okay.
Very concrete.
With this thing, I mean, can she make it full sentences? Like, I mean,
Well, that is something that we've had as a goal in the past, and we do try to do that. For example, okay, let's see, her name is, and then we can have, we will point to someone and then have a choice between two people. I mean, this is better for the Toby because obviously it's going to give some voice output. But we have used sentence stems and not so much for choice making. That was a bad example. I want, because that's the most common use of it.
Yeah.
Because if they can't choose, it's.
But
Yeah,
you might have
yeah.
like today is and then a choice of
That's
days,
right.
and she can say
That's
today
right.
is Thursday.
That's
Okay,
right.
great.
Or today is a holiday. We celebrate all of the holidays in our
okay.
classroom. And so yesterday was President's Day, and then we have the whole lesson about President's Day
Okay.
and what that meant.
And she tends to know exactly what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that type of thing.
Okay.
You know, because again, that's something that I reinforce. You know, when I get up with her in the mornings, if I'm up with her in the mornings, I'll say, today is Thursday. You know, and are you doing anything special? That's the kind of communications that I do with her. But I try my best to make sure that everything is specific to what we're discussing, so that she's cognitively feeling what I'm trying to say. And she seems to understand, because I'll tell her it's Saturday, we don't have school today. She understands that.
Okay.
You know, or it's Sunday, we're going to go to church. She understands all that. So, like I said, it's just how you communicate with the triad.
How about you? I mean, at home, do you use such things, or?
Madeline is supplying me with these today, because this is something.
Do you ever make a choice with her earrings? Does she move her hand towards it, or is she looking at it?
She does both. She does eye gaze, and sometimes she'll also point. But the majority of the time, I mean, I have like one here, one here, one here, one here. So it's very obvious which one she's looking at.
Yeah.
So if we're using eye gaze, that's the way that we do it. I make sure that they're spread apart enough. You know, or I'll have a piece of chocolate here, or something here, and something here, and something, and say, well, which one do you want? And she will specifically pick the one that she wants. You know, and that's what she gets. So she understands that her actions create the result. So yeah, we go.
Okay.
We also, and this, I just want to add another crucial thing, almost as important, I think, as indicating her preferences or aversions, is the use of visuals as calendars and schedules in the classroom. And we do that. We have a table for each student, and on it are removable, excuse me, strips with Velcro. And in the morning, depending on their abilities, to varying sense, in other words, they build their calendar for the day.
Okay.
And so we always start with an arrival routine that's already preloaded, and they take that and put it into a finished basket. And I can't take you into the classroom, but I'd be happy to send you some pictures of what this looks like. It has the student's picture, and in big letters, a tray's name, for example, and then these removable strips, because throughout the day they're checking their calendar and putting different things in their finished basket. So this morning they will have started with the arrival routine. That's preloaded, and they put it in the finished basket, and then they build it for the rest of the day. So this morning, for example, excuse me, they would have they make a yogurt parfait, so a snack routine, and we'll have a symbol for that. And next they have a grooming routine, and we have a symbol for that. And they return to that calendar throughout the day after each activity or lesson. After that, we do actually a calendar of the month, along with a weather check and a breaking news check. And then we have a lesson. So each of those is represented. So throughout the day, they're putting that in a finished basket. Now, we do have 5 students in wheelchairs, and so the reason I've made it removable is I can bring it over, and she can put it in, she can take it off with some hand-under-hand assistance and put it in the basket. Similarly, for many of the routines throughout the day, there are visual schedules. So for the just as an example, for the parfait routine, when the student goes up to make his or her parfait, there's a strip similar to what's on their calendar that has each step of that, which so the choice making, the getting the spoon, the putting in a bowl. Now I do have some students with visual impairments, and for them they have an object calendar or schedule that, for example, for our routine, we'll actually have each of the things represented in a calendar box, you take it out, you let the student feel it. They know that, okay, this is what I'm going to do next. Oh, here's the spoon.
Right.
And for choices, you know, I'll have the blueberries or strawberries, and I let them smell. And even students who are tube fed, and I have 3 students in my class who don't take food by mouth, they have an opportunity to at least have that sensory routine. So they even make.
So
Okay.
could that calendar routine be incorporated somehow within the TOBI, within the eye gaze system itself?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes,
With
absolutely.
eyes and with touch, actually. I mean, for example, my laptop screen is actually touch-based, so I can make the selection either by eyes or by touching. So both
Something
senses
the same
can.
way. You can use your finger.
Yeah.
I mean, it was always that way. Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Thank you very much. This is very